Hello, hello. I was asked a question of when you do your best to help others, especially if you're in medical trade or a doctor or an office and you're trying to run things and you know you're right on something, or you may possibly be potentially more right than someone else on something, but you can't play it out. What do you do when you can't help people and you really want to help people? I wasted first 20 years of my life. There's no other way to say it. And I had so much to give. I could have been such a benefit. And when you come out of that, you can almost overly want to help people. You want to help everyone. And that's a great heart to have. It really is a great heart to have. That's one of your biggest strengths. It also could be a great weakness. So I want to talk about, how do you start pulling back? How do you know when to walk away, what the threshold is? For one, if the person you're trying to help says, enough, and they put that proverbial hand up, you have to respect that. You have to be willing to respect free will. The other issue is a great way to train yourself is, for one, life putting you through enough situations where you're watching people just self-destruct and there's nothing you can do about it. And you have to sit and watch it. Whether you want to or not, and as brutal as that is, and as many showers with tears in your eyes that may give you, tears at 3 a.m. that may give you, that will toughen you up. The other thing is weigh the cost. Is continuing to try to solve this solution for the other person costing you something? And could you be helping someone else with that time that is more willing to receive in that season? Because if you push back your limits on trying to help another person or organize something or do good in the world, if you push yourself too hard, you can quite often, you'll start paying the price for it. So you're going to have two teachers here. One, you're going to have, if you don't learn to walk away from the thing, you're going to have the pain of watching everyone self-destruct and there's nothing you can do about it. And you're going to start feeling powerless and you're going to start believing less of yourself, possibly. The other thing is you learn to walk away and you learn to look for the one that you can help, or the situation you can help instead. And that can be time better spent. And you're going to leave basically you're walking away, but you're leaving the door open. If they want to come back and get the help, they can get the help. So you're not like walking away from that situation or the person. You're just prioritizing time and space and set healthy boundaries. So that was the first one. The first one is you're going to make yourself suffer. And that in and of itself should be your indicator you're going too far. When I worked in medical and ministerial and some of the spiritual things, there comes a time where I've had houses, I get called in to do a case, and I'll have a house, and it will have a negative spirit in it. And because of one of the people in the house, there is nothing I can do. Because that person is just going to reinvite that thing back in a heartbeat. Abusive spouses, other such scenarios I've been in and I've walked in. I mean, even, you ever see someone's, like, even a photo of them just gives off an energy. These are the kinds of people I've talked to. We actually had one house, and at the time I didn't know some things that I later found out. We had one house, we went in and they wanted me to just do a quick walk around and get a feel so that they could know if there was something they needed to do in their lives. The man, the boyfriend in the house was so aggressive and abusive. His dark energy was so powerful. He was flooding the room more than the spirits did. If I'd had to do a cleansing in the house, I'd actually had to have asked him to leave the premises so that I could focus on what the actual spirits in the house was. It was that toxic. I later found out he was a big distributor of drugs and he was abusive and pedophilia and all kinds of things. So there's nothing I can do in that situation, even though kids are crying. You can report things to the proper authorities and other such things, but you have to have at a certain point, you have to say, I did my part. I did what I could. I know I want to change the world. I want to walk away. And that leads me I got to walk away now. And that leads me to my next thing, is that you are enough, even when you're not. What's important isn't so much you can change the world and help everybody. What is important is that you did the right thing. And I cannot stress this enough. There's going to be a lot of people when they get before God, and what they're going to learn to their surprise it wasn't important that you helped this many people, you were able to deliver this many things, you were able to prove to the world this many facts. What really was important was that in the moment of decision, you chose to do the right thing. And regardless of what the world and people allow the outcome of that to be, you did the right thing. And that's where you want to be. If you really want to learn how to find that center in yourself when dealing for teachers and the stuff you see and parents do to kids and vice versa, and the school systems do to parents and other things, and when you're a doctor and you deal with mental illness and different health issues and insurance companies, and when you're businessmen, what's important is that you did the right thing. That's where the golden line is for your peace, is you going home and being able to tell yourself, I did the right thing. Doesn't matter what anyone else chose to do. Doesn't matter what they do with it. I did the right thing. And you have to learn to find that that's enough for yourself. You cannot save everyone. And you can't help every situation. Though that is some advice from some things I've learned. Like I said, if you can't make it, the doing right be enough, that you absolutely feel you have to save people, you'll have other teachers. Life will have other teachers for you. It is better to be thankful, and you're allowed to live your life. You are allowed to live your life and do things that you enjoy, and waste a little. I'm going to be honest. Some of you who are overworkers, some of you who are workaholics, you need to learn to waste time sometimes. Some people who waste too much time need to learn work ethic, and some people who overwork really need to relax. So you got to know thyself. The Bible says, know thyself and know thyself well, so that you can deal with yourself and gain your center. I have ADHD and bipolar. I'm not on medicine. I can control that. And it took a lot of self-reflection, a lot of time of sitting by a river and just thinking and feeling my thoughts and learning myself and listening to other people's comments on myself. And when I'd push too hard in one thing or another, and someone said, hey, listen, you're pushing really hard, and I had to learn to care about what that other person was saying. So you got to listen to your critiques. The thing that offends you the most, here's the thing, whenever you're offended, sometimes the thing that offends you the most is the thing you need to start listening to. On some occasions. So find balance, be encouraged, know you're enough. Even sometimes there's just nothing you can do, and you're that silent witness. And maybe that will be beneficial down the line, that you were a silent witness in that moment. But be blessed, be enough, be kind to yourself, learn balance. It's a long process. There's no magic wand. And learn to be thankful, and keep plugging.